The World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker. Guaranteed.
At Bellagio, the biggest event of the season so far will see one player win over $870,000 and conquer the deepest field in WPT history. The conclusion of the Doyle Brunson 5-Diamond World Poker Classic starts now, only on the WPT.
Well, the crowd all standing. He is certainly dreaming. They are going bare knuckles in the center of the ring.
He would love to knock this loudmouth out.
438 of poker's best came to Las Vegas 5 days ago to try to win one of the most prestigious titles here on the WPT. But 6 days of grueling play has reduced those 438 players to only 3. But what 3 players they are. WPT champ Antonio Esfandiari, cash game pro Andrew Roble, and Lady Maverick herself, Vanessa Russo, are still here, still fighting, and still in contention for this title. For how it will all play out, let's turn to the experts, Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. Gentlemen, 3 great stories remain. Who's your money on, Vince?
Well, Kimberly, I still like Antonio Esfandiari. Like I said, he's playing well. He's hungry. He's been here before. Now, he started off the final table laying back a little bit, but he did pick up momentum, capped off by busting out John Rachner in 4th place. Antonio is now in 2nd chips. I like his chances. Besides, it's his birthday.
Well, happy birthday, Antonio. But, Vinny, I'm going with the chip leader, Andrew Roble.
Really?
He's young, he's aggressive, and he's playing well here tonight. He got a lot of his chips by knocking out our 5th place finisher, Kirk Morrison, and a lot between the big hands he played between him and Vanessa Russo. He's on a roll, and I know it's like nothing more than to bust his good friend Antonio.
Mike, I don't want to forget about Vanessa Russo. She came into the final table as the chip leader and added to his stack by breaking Ted Lawson on a wild hand. But since that moment, it's been pretty much a downhill slide. But she's smart, she's tough, and not to be overlooked, especially in the 3-handed poker game.
Well, gentlemen, Vanessa is my pick to win. She's been in the zone all week here at Bellagio, and I know she wants to be the first woman to win an open event here on the WPT. 3 great players remain, but only one can be champion of the Doyle Brunson 5-Diamond World Poker Classic and take home over $870,000. The cards are in the air. Let's get right down to the action with Mike and Vince.
Well, we're down to 3 players, but 3 really good players, I must say. There you see the winner's going to take home over $870,000. Our current chip leader is Andrew Roble. Andrew's got $9.7 million in chips. Antonio Esfandiari going for his 2nd WPT title tonight with $6.1 million. And the lone lady at the table, Vanessa Russo, is now on the short stack with $1.7 million. Vince, she came to this final table as chip leader. She's now on the short stack.
Lady Maverick in a bit of trouble. Now the antes are 15,000, blinds are 60 and 120. Here we go. Antonio's going to fold. And now Lady Maverick looks at her hand. She's got a big one. Ace Queen.
I'm all in.
And she goes all in for $1.7 million.
Andrew Roble, our chip leader, looks at an Ace King.
I call.
And he's quickly calling.
Well, Andrew has Vanessa dominated. This could shatter the dreams of Vanessa, who desperately would love to win a WPT title.
Andrew up on his feet. The crowd going nuts here. And of course, Maria Ho and Tiffany Michelle, good friends of Vanessa Russo.
2 good poker players in their own right, rooting their lady friend on, but she needs luck. And she hits it on the flop. As the queen comes off.
There you go.
Vanessa out in front with 2 queens. It's not over.
Vanessa very stoic.
She's not flinching though, Vince, until those last 2 cards come out. Well, Andrew needs to catch a king to take the lead. A jack would give him an ace high straight.
Oh, drag it up, Jack! Jack!
Vanessa is professional enough to know she don't celebrate too early. But she's out in front with the queens. Here comes the king.
It is a king. Unbelievable. Tough luck for Vanessa Russo right there. That is Heartbreak Hotel for Vanessa right there.
It's like she thought it was coming. The filly breaks her leg down the stretch. This is awful. Now she needs the miracle.
Well, Antonio and Andrew, good friends. Antonio trying to hide his eyes, didn't want to see the bad beat at the river in case it would come up. Vanessa needs a jack for the split, a queen for the win. She gets a queen.
Oh my God.
She spiked the queen. Unreal. The lady at the table caught a lucky lady on the river.
This is gonna make for some good TV.
What an incredible hand.
How did that queen come? I did not see that coming.
So sick.
Lady Maverick back in action. Who's better than her? We'll come back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
My name is Melissa Grace, and I'm one of the Royal Flush Girls. It's great being a Royal Flush Girl. I really enjoy traveling. It's pretty exciting. My most favorite stop with the World Poker Tour would be the Bellagio. Everything's so glitzy and glamorous, and I get to wear sparkly clothes. I love that.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. Those are the beautiful Royal Flush Girls, and they're at every event along with Kimberly Lansing, Mike, and myself. And this week we're fortunate to have WPT correspondent Kara Scott with us. She's talking with Andrew Roble.
Andrew Roble has had such an intense tournament, and we were just saying this before, intensity is certainly the watchword for this final table.
Yeah, it's been a very emotional day. My heart rate's been way up, like most of the time. But now I'm rooting for Antonio to get out. I love him, but that 300,000 pay jump, you know?
Yeah, there's no real friends in poker when you get to this point, right?
Yeah, no friends at the table.
Fair enough. I'm going to let you get back there. Good luck.
Okay, thank you, Kara.
Thanks.
Tonight's World Poker Tour brought to you by our Season 9 sponsor, ClubWPT.com.
Andrew, just a terrific player. Vince plays in the high-stakes games right here at Bellagio. Right now, back to the action. Vanessa Russo picks up 2 aces, Vince. She just hit a queen on the river to stay alive, and now she picks up 2 aces. Could it be destiny for the lady?
Weapons of mass destruction she picks up. She makes the raise, goes to 300,000. Andrew with a queen jack makes the call. Magician flies away.
She just got all those chips off Andrew. He's trying to get him back, but he's going to have to hit quite a flop to beat these 2 aces.
Here we go.
The flop comes ace, 8-4, all clubs. Vanessa has 3 aces, but Andrew does have the flush draw.
You always got to sweat it. Andrew checks. His 3 of a kind here is going to bet 400,000.
Now look at this, Vince. Andrew looking back at his cards. Now, normally a player does that to see if one of his 2 cards are a club.
Could be a reversal, though. He could be tricky, but this time he's not.
Now, he's making the call, Vince. If I was Vanessa, I would absolutely put him on the flush draw here.
Well, he'd love to catch a club. Can he? Here comes the turn. No club, but it is a queen.
It does strengthen Andrew's hand, at least in his mind. Not in reality, as Vanessa's got the 3 aces, so a queen or a jack is not going to help him.
He checks again.
I'm all in.
Wow.
Vanessa going all in this time.
Very strong bet.
She's going to make him pay for it if he wants to get lucky.
It's a $3.7 million all-in bet, Vince, into a pot that's got $1.5 million in it. Andrew knows he's not getting the right price mathematically to make this call.
Does he want to gamble?
It's probably about the only bet I'm gonna fold to.
And he's going to do the right thing. He is going to lay it down. So a nice bet by Vanessa to the delight of her husband, Chad Brown, and Mom.
Well, let's check the wonder cam here, though. But, oh, look, that 7 of clubs comes off. Andrew would have made the flush to knock Vanessa out of this tournament.
So a beautiful bet by Lady Maverick going all in. That is perfect poker.
Yeah, she takes another chunk of chips from Andrew Roble.
In poker, I make most of my income playing high-stakes cash games. I don't think there's really a huge difference between tournament and cash game poker like some people do. I think it's all about putting players on hands and playing against them perfectly.
There's the great Doyle Brunson with the Royal Flush Girls.
Well, Vince, he got knocked out with 2 tables left in this tournament, trying to make it to this final table. But when I see him sitting there with the Royal Flush Girls, I'm not so sure he's upset about it anymore.
All right, back to the felt we go. Andrew Roble, a quick fold, and now Antonio Esfandiari with just 8-4. He's going to raise. Makes it 325,000 to go.
Well, Vanessa looking him up with a king-7 here, just not buying it that he's got a hand.
We're going to see the first 3. Here they are. And it's a queen, jack, 10. Big open-ended for Vanessa. Antonio.
Quickly reaching for chips. Now betting 470,000. And without hesitation, Vanessa calls him with the open-end straight draw.
Yeah, she doesn't believe him. And here comes the turn.
Well, now a king comes off. So Vanessa now has 2 kings, but you're fearful your opponent's got a straight here, Vince. King, queen, jack 10 on the board.
And look at this. Antonio is going to bet nevertheless with absolute poppycock.
Well, that's the only way you could possibly call him here. Was to think he had absolutely nothing, just like he does have. And Vanessa has made this call.
Oh, that's a brilliant read by Vanessa.
Unbelievable what a call this is. Now a 7 comes off. She's now made 2 pair.
Doesn't help Antonio. Can he possibly fire 3 times?
I'm all in.
Whoa! Not just fire, he's gone all in.
Unbelievable bet. Now Vince, I'm sure because she didn't raise on the turn, he's not putting her on an ace. She might have a 9, but she is staring him down. Vince, she just senses he's at it, as we say, that he's just making a move here, which indeed he is. But folks, to pull the trigger for all your money with no hand in this spot, that takes a lot of heart. Antonio's got that.
You're right, Vanessa was on him.
You did say that you were going to bluff me on television. Remember that yesterday? You said I'm going to bluff you on television.
Well, that is good info because that's exactly what's going on here. He's trying to make the biggest steal of the year on the WPT.
Well, Vince, because he said that yesterday, she suspects this is the time that he's doing it. That's why she called him on the turn with kings.
That river really helped me.
And why she might call him here with kings and 7s. But Vince, this would be the greatest call we've seen in years on the World Poker Tour.
That would beat a lot of other hands.
The magician is blowing up smoke and mirrors right now. And Vanessa would make the call of the year if she can figure this out, if she can read her man correctly. But there's so much pressure on her. Will she do it?
I don't think you bluffed me twice.
She's got to make the lay down. The magician saws the woman in half.
Well, Vince, in my view, you got to give both these players kudos for the way they played this hand.
Show it, show it, show it.
Antonio bluffing the pot all the way down. Vanessa suspecting it.
Can't show bluff.
But what a play by Antonio Esfandiari.
And that is great poker we are witnessing. The magician strikes again.
A huge bluff gets Vanessa to lay down the best hand. And when we come back, Tony Dunst will break it down in this week's edition of The Raw Deal. Plus, my interview with the host of one of the biggest cash games in the world when the WPT's coverage of the Doyle Brunson 5-Diamond World Poker Classic, brought to you by ClubWPT.com, returns right after this.
It feels like it's been about 82 years since I've made a World Poker Tour final table. I don't know, it's been a long time. I think the last final table I made was the WPT Invitational the day after I won the WPT Commerce. That tournament changed my life in many, many ways. I was very lucky and fortunate to be at the right place at the right time and win, which is what you have to do. Winning that tournament just did a complete 360 on my life. It was a great day for Antonio. I'm back. Even yesterday when we got to the final table, I think I said something like, wow, it's been 7 years, but I'm back. You know, it's been a long time.
It's true.
Welcome back to Las Vegas and the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
And right now, Antonio Esfandiari is our chip leader with over 8 million in chips.
Yep, he's on his way to capturing his second WPT title. Andrew Robo in second place with 6.3 million. Vanessa in third place right now with 3.1.
Andrew this time with a king 10 of hearts. Young 24-year-old.
That's the hand most everybody would raise with on the button in a three-handed poker game.
And he does so. He makes it 300,000 to go, but Antonio behind him, raising it up with an ace-4, makes it 910,000 to go.
Now Vanessa gets out of their way. Now what do you do with the king 10? You've been re-raised. Well, he's in position. He's going to make the call. Wants to see a flop before he goes anywhere.
So the magician with renewed confidence. There's the flop, and it's a good one for Andrew. He picks up 10s.
Yep, he's got top pair. Antonio, however, is flop bottom pair, and he is going to bet, and a healthy bet, 1.6 million.
I'm all in.
Well, Andrew's going all in, saying if you can beat these 10s, good luck to you.
Whoa, a lot of pressure back on Antonio.
If you call me, you're not going to have a very good birthday.
Well, that could be a very true statement.
I might have the best hand, Robles.
Like the table talk by the youngster. Well, he's telling the truth at this point.
And he's telling the truth. That's a little bit too much information, I think, though.
I definitely have outs. That's for sure.
Yeah, his outs are an ace or a 4 or 2 running spades. That's it.
Antonio with the best bluff in a long time on the WPT in the last hand. Finally has to concede this one.
So a nice all-in bet. by Andrew Roble there to pick up that pot. And Vince, once again, Andrew Roble is our chip leader.
First time ever at a WPT final table. Nicely done.
Before the break, we saw Vanessa and Antonio tangle in a huge pot. Here with his take on the hand in this edition of The Raw Deal is our very own Tony Dunst. This edition of The Raw Deal brought to you by Rise.
We just witnessed Antonio Esfandiari make a perfectly timed all-in river bluff against Vanessa.
Mullen.
Whoa!
What were the factors that led to his decision to go for it in such a big way? I'm Tony Dunst. Let's break it down. First off, an important piece of the puzzle in understanding this hand is the history going into it.
Shuffle up the deal.
On day 5 of the tournament, Vanessa became chip leader by calling down Antonio's massive triple barrel bluff.
Your aces are just nothing. Do you think I can make a tough call? Oh my God, that was the hardest ever.
As Vanessa mentioned during the hand,
Remember that yesterday? You said I'm gonna bluff you on television.
that's when Antonio vowed that he would successfully bluff her on TV. Given that history, let's elaborate on why this is such an excellent bluff on Antonio's part. He can rule out most of Vanessa's strong aces because blind versus blind in a three-handed game, she would re-raise many of them pre-flop. If she has ace-rag, she'll often fold the flop, so the only hands in Vanessa's range that Antonio really needs to be concerned with are things like ace-9, ace-10, and ace-jack, which make up a small percentage of the hands that she'd play in this way. It's important to note that once Antonio makes the decision to bluff the turn,
He's gonna bet with absolute poppycock.
he should almost always follow through and shove on the river, because many of Vanessa's holdings that can call 2 barrels are put in an awful situation when facing a third. I think Vanessa's play leading up to the river is quite sensible, but the river is obviously where things get very difficult. She can be pretty confident that Antonio wouldn't move in on this river with anything but the ace-high straight or a bluff,
Mullen.
meaning he has what's known as a polarized range, either a very good hand or a very bad one. That she has 2 pair is essentially irrelevant. What she really has is a bluff catcher, because Antonio will never shove hands like worst 2 pairs on this river in an attempt to get value. I don't blame Vanessa for folding the river, and here's where the previous day comes into play. Vanessa's got to think that after having caught Antonio pulling a similar move,
Oh my God, that was so hard.
he may shy away from attempting something so bold again. She knows Antonio would play pretty much every single ace in his range like this, and with that knowledge, plus his boast from before, she probably thinks Antonio will just keep betting against her when he has the goods, since he's already created the image that he's capable of bluffing her in an enormous equity spot. This is one of those hands where everyone involved makes good decisions, and you just sit back and admire some excellent poker. But you have to know that Antonio would love to be in the room when Vanessa watches the playback of his hand.
I don't think you bluffed me twice.
He said he was going to bluff her on TV, and he wasn't lying.
Can't show bluff.
All right, we are back to the action. Andrew Roble, our chip leader now. He's got over 9 million in chips, and this time he has a 10-5 of spades. Got the button, and he's got chips out. Makes it 300,000 to go.
And he's got the chip lead in position, which is why he raised it. Antonio goes out, but Vanessa going to look him up here with the queen 10. Here comes the flop. Oh, it's 10-9 deuce.
Check.
Great flop for Vanessa as both players have flopped top pair, but she has him out-kicked.
And she has checked it, throwing some rope, and he's going to bet again with his 10s, 300,000. A snap check raise there by Vanessa.
And a quick call by Andrew.
Made it 800,000 to go. Now we got a good pot between these two.
And the 7 of diamonds comes off on the turn, so a possible straight out there now as well.
All in.
Wow.
Well, Vanessa going all in.
Not what I wanted to see.
Well, Vanessa thinks he's on a drawing hand, either a flush draw or a straight draw.
But you never know. He might be thinking, wait, she could be on the flush draw and just pushing.
I do have a very good hand.
He's got a very good hand. He also says his strength in poker is reading his opponents. Let's see if he can read Vanessa here. If he happens to make this call and doesn't catch a 5, she's going to be our chip leader. Only card he can catch to win is a 5. So he is drawing extremely thin in case he makes this call. He knows there's also a chance she could check raise on the flop with just a pair of 9s perhaps in this spot. Maybe she's got the flush draw with a straight draw like you suggested. At least that's what he's thinking. Certainly that's all he can beat.
What do you want me to do?
Decide quickly.
Vince, the longer he takes, the more Vanessa's sure she's got the best hand, at least right now. But
All right, I call.
uh-oh. Well, she is going to like it when she sees his hand, because he must catch a 5 to win this pot. That's all he can do.
Well, that's a stun gun to the rib right there to Andrew. Ouch.
Well, Vanessa Russo came to this final table as our chip leader.
I wouldn't mind a 5.
She can take the lead once again if she can dodge a 5. Otherwise, she'll be out in 3rd place.
Here it comes.
Well, it's a queen. She has done it, Vince. She has gone from the extreme chip lead to the extreme short stack, and once again has battled her way back to the top. There you see her husband, Chad Brown, all smiles as she's raking in the chips.
The lady has heart. It's paying off big time right now.
Fight, Vanessa. Grind this out. Plenty more action to come from Bellagio, including 5 questions with the host of one of the biggest poker games in the world. So give me an idea who's playing in this game. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Since it opened its doors, Bellagio has been home to the biggest cash game in the world. But now halfway around the globe, another big game has emerged where millions are shipped across the felt on every hand. I was fortunate to speak with Winfred Yu, the host of the Poker King Club, about a game that has turned the attention of the poker world to Macau in this edition of 5 Questions. Where does this game take place?
My club, Poker King Club, is at Star World Casinos in Macau. Macau is sort of like Vegas, and majority of the games right now, still the favorite games are Baccarat. Poker is just recently introduced.
And it's just no limit hold'em.
Just no limit hold'em. Usually the game start about 8-handed, and you're putting an average of $3 to $5 million per person. If the games really goes on 3-4 days, you could see people having over 10 mils in each.
So give me an idea who's playing in this game.
A lot of pros like Phil Ivey, Tom Dwan, like Johnny Chan, and Chao Chang. This game originally made up of VIP owners inside casinos. Some of them are business owners, CEOs of Hong Kong.
We know Tom Dwan to be a young, aggressive player, obviously very successful. Is he just playing hyper-aggressive in Macau?
Actually, last month was the first time I met him in person, and he surely lived up to his image. And my high rollers, VIP, like to play with him too.
Who's winning and who's losing? Does it balance itself out? The pros versus the regulars?
Yeah, the pros probably have a slight edge over the past 2 years, but I can see the losing players at the beginning of this game really catching up lately, and they're just playing just as good.
Well, we got our own big game right here, Vince.
Yeah, we do.
Well, Vanessa Russo out in front with $9 million.
And the blinds are going up to 81-60. All right, back down to the felt. Action on the magician, Antonio.
Antonio going out.
Yeah, Vanessa Russo now with a king-5, just calling.
And she limps in the small blind. Andrew looks down at Jack-3 offsuit in the big blind. Most of the time, you're just thrilled to take a free flop with that hand. And that's the case here as Andrew checks. So we're going to have a flop.
King-5 up against Jack-3. Who will be lucky? And look at this, 3 of a kind for Andrew Roble, just like that.
And it's come Jack, Jack-8. Vanessa checks. Andrew's not going to slow play it, Vince. He's going to lead right out. 160,000.
Sometimes the best way to play a monster.
Now Vanessa's calling with just king high here, and I don't know if she thinks she's got the best hand or she's thinking about making a move later in this pot.
Oh.
But another jack comes off. Andrew's got 4 of a kind. He has 4 jacks.
Luckily, she has checked. And he is, now this is strange that we'd even bet this.
He's hoping she's got an 8 in her hand and she's going to call off a couple big bets.
$500,000.
How much did you start the hand with?
I have 500 left. 5 million left.
He's got about 5 million left. Now, obviously, Vanessa has about 8.5 million left, so she has more chips. And look at this, Vince. She is going to raise. She has check raised it to $1 million here.
Awful timing, of course.
Oh, that is just dreams and trumpets going off in your head here for Andrew. But Vince, Can you believe he is raising with 4 of a kind here?
This is a misplay at the highest level. You don't re-raise at this point, just suck her in.
Vince, he's in position on her. If he just calls her, she might make a big bet on the river. He lost that money by betting. Even if she had an 8 there, she might get away from it with this big raise.
Well, we know that, but you know, he's obviously a great player. He's talented, he's there.
Nice play, Robles.
But that is a major mistake.
We're really close.
Vince, I've seen a lot of mistakes at this final table. I got to tell you the truth. I know they're great players, but even great players make mistakes.
Yeah, we see it all the time. Under the lights, very tough. That time, I think he knows it now, and he folds the next hand. And now the magician, Antonio.
Well, he's on the short stack with just 2.1 million here, Vince.
Mullen.
And he's going to push all in.
And he knows the king high is a favorite over a 2-card random hand, so he just moves in with it.
Wants no drama, just wants to take this pot right now.
How much is it?
We know Antonio is very capable of making this move with like a 7-4. Any 2 cards, I'm telling you, it's a borderline call.
She's got king 8 of clubs. You're absolutely right. Nothing special here.
Well, especially against this player. It's tough to lay this down, but tough to call too.
I call.
Oh boy.
She's made the call.
Shift the cheese. King 9, she's got king 8.
Delights Antonio, as you can see.
Good luck, Antonio.
Thank you.
He jumps up to they've got king 9, she's got king 8.
Babies! Babies!
I think it was a tough decision for her against this particular opponent. That's for sure.
I can't look.
Unfortunately for Vanessa, she's dominated right now.
I can't look, you know?
Well, I guarantee it. Before he saw her hand, Antonio did not want her to call. Now that she's called, he's loving it.
Corner pocket. Wait, isn't it 8-ball corner pocket?
It doesn't matter, Antonio. Just have your hand hold up. Here comes the flop.
Oh, it's come king 6 deuce with 2 clubs. Antonio drops his head, as you can see. That's because Vanessa has a flush draw now. She'll also take the lead if an 8 comes off. So a lot of outs for Vanessa Rousseau to win this pot and eliminate Antonio.
She loves the action. Can she get lucky? Not there. It's a deuce of spades. There's the board.
That gives her a lot more outs to at least get a split out of this pot. If an ace, a king, a queen, a jack, a 10, or a deuce comes up, they would split this pot. Any club gives her the win, as does an 8. So she's got a lot of outs to survive here in terms of this pot.
Can Vanessa make the magician disappear?
The 3 of diamonds.
Not to be.
With a dream card for Antonio. Look at him jumping up and down like a kangaroo over in his rooting section. He knows he dodged a lot of bullets to win this pot.
Into the mosh pit at Bellagio.
Antonio very happy to double up here, Vince. And once again, the dreams of his second WPT title are still alive.
Are you trying to give me a heart attack? Are you trying to give me a heart attack?
3 players remain here at the Fontana Lounge at Bellagio. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action. Brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
Nice double up, Antonio.
Good luck.
Stay tuned. You're watching the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
You can't win it unless you get in it.
Right.
$20 a month, you can't go wrong. And you don't have to be going to the ATM.
No more trips to the ATM. Check out ClubWPT.com.
Can't go wrong.
ClubWPT.com qualifier Martin Cunningham showing us how he got it done.
Well, that's right, Vince. He paid his $19.95 a month for his Club WPT VIP membership. He then played poker for free and won his $10,000 seat right here at Bellagio.
Mike, it is truly amazing. I think ClubWPT.com is really the next big thing in poker. I mean, it's safe, it's legal, all the tournaments are free, and you can still win lots of cash and prizes, including a WPT tournament seat. It's incredible.
And if you want to be the next club member to win a seat at one of our tournaments, just go to ClubWPT.com right now and sign up.
Okay, Mike, let's get back to the table.
I have like 6 now, Antonio.
Huh?
So right there, Andrew out in front now with over 10 million in chips.
Antonio with 5.3 million in chips.
Just keep your eyes off my stack, Robo Cakes, all right? You mind your own business over there.
Vanessa Rousseau with just 2.2, only about 10 times the size of the big blind, so she's got to try to make something happen. Let's see if she wants to try it here with just a queen deuce.
Well, she's got the button, first to act.
All in.
And there she goes, Mike.
Well, she's going all in, just try to pick up the blinds and antes.
One down, Andrew's folded.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
First one is Ultra Primo, ladies and gentlemen. The Ultra Goods.
Those are not the words Vanessa wanted to hear, I can tell you that.
I mean, it's probably a call, but let's see what the Ultra. Call.
Well, it's a queen. She's quickly made the call, and Vanessa is not going to like
queen
it.
versus
It's
queen
ace
deuce.
queen versus queen deuce, where she's dominated yet again.
Can't do anything with no cards.
Let's fade it this time. Let's fade it.
She's a great player. She came in this tournament as a chip leader. She's waffled around all night long, but right now she needs a lot of luck.
Ace. Ace.
Chad Brown and Vanessa's mom in the audience rooting her on for this big moment.
We saw earlier at this final table, she was dominated by Andrew when he had ace-king. She had ace-queen. She survived that, and
All I want for my birthday is an ace. It's true.
Ace of spades.
It is our destiny, Robles. It is our destiny after all the we've been through, huh?
Yes.
Sick.
So sick. Can't get a hand.
Twice, she was the bubble girl, finishing 7th at WPT events, finally making the final table, came in with big chips, but right now it's coming down to this flop. Here we go.
yeah, flop comes 7-6-5. No help for Vanessa. She's going to have to catch a deuce or two running hearts to make a flush. Antonio very happy so far with that flop.
Not the flop that Vanessa wanted to see. Can things turn around? On the turn. Here it comes.
Well, a 3 comes off. That's a good card for Vanessa. And then now a 4 will give them both a straight where they'll split the pot. She can only win the pot with a deuce. But believe me, she'd be tickled to death to catch a 4 right now to stay alive. No other card will do for her. Must be a deuce or a 4, or she'll be out in 3rd place.
River card coming up. She needs the miracle, but does not get it.
Well, the 8 comes off.
Well, she is gone. Lady Maverick has to say goodnight. Out in 3rd place, taking home $358,000. Antonio pulling the rabbit out of his hat. He has done it again. A two-way action. Vanessa has to say goodnight.
She had a great week of poker. Unfortunately, just wasn't quite her night at this final table.
Unfortunately, out in 3rd place, it's Vanessa Russo, and I know that you've made some incredibly good calls in this tournament and some really good plays. One of them to get to the final table against Antonio, which I think you said was some of the best poker that you'd played. So you must be pleased with your performance overall.
Yeah, overall for sure, definitely. I mean, I tried. All you can do in poker is make the best decisions you know how to make. That's what I tried to do. I'm elated to have a 3rd place finish here and to have made the final table in the 1st place. I think, what, 300K or something, so that's a good payday. Would have liked to have the win, but I'll be here again.
With Vanessa Russo out in 3rd place, we've reached the all-important heads-up action. Will it be Andrew Roble or Antonio Esfandiari who takes the title? We'll be right back with WPT's coverage from Bellagio right after this.
Robles just said last time I won a WPT, he was in high school. Yeah. That hurt.
If you want to get in on the action anytime, anywhere, download WPT Texas Hold'em for your mobile device today. WPT Texas Hold'em, sometimes the game's too good to leave behind.
As is the custom on the World Poker Tour, when we get down to heads-up play, we have our money presentation. So show us the money!
And out come the beautiful Royal Flush Girls, brought to you by prestigious models Melanie, Sanisa, Jennifer, and Melissa, bringing in the cold hard cash.
Life doesn't suck.
We'll mention these guys more impressed with the cash or the beautiful women bringing it out.
Great addition on the Royal Flush Girls, traveling with us every week, getting to know the players.
It's so pretty, you know? Robles, hey, catch.
It is a lot of money.
Along with that great cash comes some other goodies.
We get the customized Tiffany bracelet.
Wow. How stoked are we?
Really happy.
I can't hold it in, bro.
This must be what it feels like to be a rock star.
Welcome back to Bellagio. We are moments away from heads-up action where Antonio and Andrew will battle for a WPT title. During the break, we caught up with both players, and here's what they had to say.
Antonio Esfandiari is a man who already has a WPT title, going for a second one here, and on your birthday. Is this perhaps the best birthday ever?
It will be the best birthday present ever as soon as I bust Robo Cakes, which I'm planning on doing. So I'm pretty stoked.
Definitely doing something right now. I'm going to let you go and give us a good show. I know there are a lot of people who've come from out of town expecting a birthday party, so provide us with a party.
I will.
Good luck.
Thank you.
This would be your first big live title. What would that mean to you?
Oh, it would mean the world. And it'd be nice to close it out here at my home casino. Favorite place in the world and my favorite tour, the WPT.
And quite the opponent as well. I know this is probably what you guys were hoping for. Heads up.
Yeah, I mean, Antonio is one of my best friends in the whole world. We hang out every day. And now I'm going to go beat him out of 300,000. So, you know, this is what I dreamt about. And now I got to finish the dream, you know, and crush Antonio.
Go for that title. Good luck.
Thank you, Kara.
I'm an old school live season pro where I don't even know what hijack means. How about that?
I believe you because and all like the low blind situations, you know, where it's like where you should know exactly if you're supposed to like shove or fold. You just like sit there and look so confused for so long.
Two good buddies talking it up before they go after big bucks.
I can't wait to learn this game. That's gonna be fun.
Antonio says he's a live game cash player. Doesn't do all the things the internet players do, so to speak. But Vince, as much as Antonio steals, I can't believe he doesn't know what the hijack position is. That's the steal position, 2 before the button.
Well, to the game we go. Antonio, just 7-5, has raised to 600.
To the flop.
Andrew not gonna raise with ace 10.
What do you got, Robles? Queen Jack suited?
Good luck, sir.
Queen Jack, something like that?
You are going to need the luck.
All right, a little subtlety there. Here we go with the flop.
I can't wait to learn the game.
Flop comes Queen 6-3. No help for either player. Does give Antonio a gut shot straight draw.
Andrew is first to act, and he's gonna check it. Antonio.
Wow. You know, you have a continuation about every time today. Every single time.
That is right. Puts the pressure on. 820 with no particular hand at this moment.
Continuation bet, meaning a guy raised before the flop, he bets after the flop, even if it doesn't help his hand. Andrew knows that, makes a nice call here with just ace high. So 4 of spades comes on the turn. Antonio's hit the gut shot straight to make the nuts. He cannot lose this pot.
Andrew's gonna check.
Question is, how can he extract chips out of his opponent? Well, he's doing it by betting 1.9 million.
I don't really like this bet. I think he could chase away his opponent here. Might as well just dig the hole and set up your opponent. But yes, Andrew is going out. Well, he's going to take the pot, but I think he could have got a lot more if he checks.
Well, maybe if he checks or bets a smaller amount, he might have got some chips. But as it is, Antonio wins that pot and takes the lead in this heads-up battle.
Antonio first to act. He's got a jack 4 of diamonds. Nothing special, but he's going to raise.
Yeah, makes it 800,000 to go.
Andrew with a little 4-5 offsuit.
It cost him another $500,000 to make the call. Look at this, Vince. Forget about calling. He's coming over the top. He's going to re-raise with just a 5 high. So all that hugging and kissing you saw out of these guys, best friends, forget about it. This is in-your-face poker right here.
Mullen.
But look at this. Slow down, cowboy.
Mullen.
Antonio is ready perfectly. He's moved all in with just a jack high.
There you go. Showing the crowd the bluff.
Both these guys are really playing poker trying to win this thing. They're trying to outsteal each other. This time, the all-in bet wins it for Antonio.
Pair of jacks, kid. Pair of jacks.
I don't believe it. Show me.
Pair of jacks.
Stay tuned. We're coming back with more in just a moment on the World Poker Tour. Brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
Sinisa, one of the Royal Flush Girls. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour.
Tonight's World Poker Tour brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
Antonio Esfandiari now out in front. He's got 11.3 million. Andrew Roble down to 6.2 million. Our Season 9 leader in the Player of the Year race is still Andy Frankenberger. But one of these players will earn 1,400 points with a victory tonight and be right in the hunt for that honor.
Lines are now 200 and 400,000. Winner going to take home close to $900,000. It's on Antonio. He's got King Jack. Makes it $800,000 to go.
Andrew looks down at a Queen 10 offsuit.
All in.
And goes all in.
Call.
And look at the snap call by Antonio.
Shake the cheese. Come on, baby.
And that's an amazing call for $5.4 million, not to blink an eye.
King Jack 9 flop.
Antonio didn't. He's out front. If his hand stands up, he'll be a two-time WPT champion.
King Jack 9 flop.
Come on, kid, one time.
All right, you want to chop the money?
No.
King! King! King ball!
What's your name? Marcy, you dealt the hand earlier. King ball.
Now everybody on their feet. There you see Andrew over hugging his good friend and top player himself, Peter Jitton.
Mom! King! King, Mom!
Antonio dying for the King.
Give me a birthday present, please. It's my birthday.
Crowd loving it. He is a birthday boy.
Well, what a birthday present this would be. You couldn't give yourself a better present, Vince, than a WPT title. He's got an opportunity to do that right now if his hand just holds up.
Will the poker gods be looking down on Antonio?
Oh, it's ace-king 6. Antonio's jumping around, but Vince, this is far from over. Andrew's flipped from that flush draw and a straight draw. So a diamond would give him the win, as well as a jack. So Antonio recognizing that now and slowing down a little.
Well, the magician is only halfway through the trick. He's got to complete it. He's got to get the audience to get out of the room. He's got to win this title.
Andrew can't even look. The board, pair of sixes.
That's good for Antonio.
We're down to the river. Andrew Roble must catch a diamond or a jack.
Diamond!
Otherwise, Antonio Esfandiari will take down this title and become a two-time WPT champ.
And Andrew wants to look down. No more hugging for him. He wants to see a diamond. Can he get it? No!
It's a 5 of spade. Welcome back, Antonio Esfandiari. You have done it.
The magician levitates himself and takes down a WPT title, his second one. Andrew goes to the ground. He's a runner-up.
The loser goes to the ground. The winner goes skyward. That's the way it should be. The Mosh Pit and Antonio, they're all back here on the World Poker Tour.
Yeah, I mean, it's Antonio's birthday. Luck was on his side. He played very well. You know, most guys his age have lost a game, but he's kept up. He's very aggressive. Played very well, and he won. What more can I say?
We hope to see you back here again.
Okay, thank you, Carol.
Thanks.
And here's to the champion of the Doyle Brunson 5-Diamond World Poker Classic, Antonio Esfandiari. And until next time, may your cards be live and your pots be monsters.
Two-time Antonio. How does that sound?
Sounds real good. Can you say it again? Because it sounded real good.
Two-time WPT champion. What a battle towards this final table. At one point, you were the short stack. Vanessa Russo, you doubled up through her. It could have been anyone's game when you went heads up against your friend and teammate Andrew Roble. What an epic night.
It was legendary, it was tough, it was fun, it was exciting, it was all of the above, and I'm so glad to come out ahead. You have no idea.
My hat is off to you. Job well done.
Thank you, Kimberly. It's a pleasure to be here.
Congratulations to the Doyle Brunson 5-Diamond World Poker Classic champion, Antonio Esfandiari. From Bellagio, this is Kimberly Lansing. From Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Kara Scott, Tony Dunst, and the rest of the WPT team, thanks for watching. Good night.
Antonio is one of my best friends in the whole world, and now I'm gonna go beat him out of 300,000. So
You're the best. You win.
They really want to give me a heart attack today.
Are you trying to give me a heart attack?
I guess 4th place finish is not too bad.
if you call me, you're not gonna have a very good birthday.
All I want for my birthday is an ace.
Am I in the wrong seat?
Grind this out.
The Ultra Goods.
I don't want it to be fun at all.
So sick.
That's a date.
It is our destiny, Robles.
You did say that you were going to bluff me on television.
Oh my God.
This is gonna make for some good TV.